Hello again, welcome back. After the and organizing our stock setup, you can see that we are adding to some parts here. According to this part, actually, we also need to some and maybe finishing process for this area. Okay, let me turn back to top view. Okay, we need to and consider that distance. To be able to consider that distance, I can prefer to use and actually line closed options. So after that, I need to select this one and this one, and the closed line is created like this. After that, I can turn to the and analyze option. So this is the 10 millimeters and length actually. So it means that 10 millimeters tool is enough for our process. So, and at that point actually there is one question to ask. Actually, maybe we should change to the 16 millimeter tool, or and we can create extra toolpath for this area. So, okay, I'm gonna create extra toolpath for this area actually. So, and after that, we can easily get our and roughing process. When we turn to do my pocket operation and cut parameters, this is the stock to leave on the walls. Okay, this is the stock to leave on the floors. And according to this perspective, actually, we need to keep going and by using the same stock to leave on the walls and stock to leave on the floors, actually. So this is the main idea. So we can also see in here, okay, this is my roughing process. It's okay. So when we turn to the actually here, we can also prefer to use actually and the same pocket operation, but it's not necessary. I'm gonna use the contour toolpath to handle our remachining process. So I prefer to use the contour toolpath. We can select and this geometry, okay, and hit the OK button. And after that, actually, we can turn to the tool, and we can prefer to use 10 millimeter and the tool. I can hit the create my new tool and next button. It can be 10 millimeter. Okay, let me turn here. It can be like this, and this is also can be my and cutting speed. Then we can turn to the linking parameters. My linking parameters can be absolute 5, absolute 1, and top of stock can be here, and my depth can be here actually. So according to this perspective, we can turn to and cut depth, and my cut depth can be 2 millimeter actually. And when we turn to the cut parameters, this is the stock to leave on the wall, can be similar as my pocket operation, 0.5 and 0.1. Okay, so this is the contour type 2D, and we can prefer to use as a compensation type veer and left direction. So we can turn to lead-in process. Lead-in process is the similar to our previous toolpath. And then we're gonna get that kind of solution. It's perfect. So at that point, actually, we can also add our and this little geometry as well. So, but when we click that one, maybe we're gonna see there's some problem here. Let me check out that one. You know that that's actually that's actually okay. You know that, and we cannot and see the any intersection for our lead in and lead out process or our toolpath. So that distance is actually, oops, almost forgot that. Oh, this is actually 10 point that's degree. So 10.9, and that's that means that actually, yeah, we're gonna cut a little bit actually. So if you accept that tolerance, it's okay. I mean that this is the roughing process, okay? So 10 millimeter is enough for us, but we can also add, and that's stock to leave on the walls options, 0.4 millimeter here and 0.4 millimeter for my circle. So we need to get 11. So we, yeah, we can see this and quite similar to 11. So that's why we can accept that stuff. So when we turn to here, actually, we're gonna see the some stuff here. So if you intend to change, you know that when you use the same geometry in the same tool, chain 1 and chain 2, so you cannot use a different lead in and lead out process. So that is some pocket maybe. Okay, if you intend to use the different lead in and lead out process, you can split your toolpath. So you can create extra contour toolpath for and that circle geometry. Okay, so but at that point maybe we should also make unselect this part. Okay, midpoint in the closed contours. So when we make them unselect, we're gonna see that our toolpath is gonna reach here, because when we select that geometry, this is my geometry and this is the midpoint of my this profile. So I'm gonna start from here and here. That's why. So when we make them unselect for this part, actually this is the enter and exit at midpoint in the closed contours. Okay, so according to my first entities, midpoint is going to be my starting point. So we can change that. So after that process, we're going to see our toolpath starting from here and here. And that approach is not enough. You can split your toolpath and you can organize your contour process. Okay, it's up to you. So we can also organize and that's kind of stuff as well. For example, I can create some line like this, and by using that line, I can use actually and trim entities options, and we can hit the break trim type and one trim entities, and we can select that circle and that entities, and then we can delete that line. As you can see here, I can easily break my circle. So according to that perspective, we can turn to here. This is my geometry 1. And then we also need to add that geometry again. This is the geometry 2. And then let me turn to this one as well. This one. This is chain. Let me turn to here. Chain 1, chain 2, and point. Okay, we also need to add this one. And then let me recalculate my toolpath. So when we focus on our last contour toolpath, you're going to see that our toolpath is going to starting from here. You can also organize your lead in and lead out process by using that kind of stuff here.